Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Corrupt Crew Chronicles. I'm just up, and again, divine spirit of my ancestors was like, just go ahead and make some videos because I'm up at this hour, and that is not something that is rare. It is very common for me, actually. But I'm going to go ahead and make however many videos that divine spirit and my ancestors direct me to make at this point in time. But I wanted to go ahead and get back on about that herd of cattle in there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make the plan on up and everything as far as for how it needs to be done. Because like I said, that circus cult leader, I done already went through it as far as for what went on with me when I was in there. The berating of me about my weight, my size, the belittling of me about my weight, my size, the humiliating remarks on camera and off of camera about my weight, my size. And so, like I said, there are a lot of those members sitting in that circus cult right now, present time, that have either gotten fat or they have gotten fatter. And he's also accepted fatties, lard asses in there since after I got on up and out of there. So what's going on with that, circus cult leader? Shitty one. So, my thing is, you need to get them in shape. And I already talked about for the Funky Feast is coming up, because I know that on, on the 23rd, September 23rd, you all having that Day of Atonement, and that I know is a what you all want to call a rest day because it's on a Saturday. But what needs to happen is, because that's this upcoming week, on Friday, September 22nd, and I'm talking to you specifically, circus cult leader, shitty one, you need to go ahead and have those folks come on in there. Have a scale. Now, I found a scale on Amazon. It's GE, General Electric, and which is, they're a great manufacturer. Yeah, everybody knows GE products. Anyhow, it's only $39.99. It's usually $41.99, but they have 5% off. You can go ahead and order that today. I'm talking to you, circus cult leader. Yeah, shitty one. I'm talking specifically to you. For real. And you can go ahead and have it shipped overnight to where you receive it overnight. And so go ahead and have those fatties. And I'm talking about the lard asses. And so since you can, look at it by your eyesight, just like how you did with mine, to be like, okay, per the height and weight, they, and that's what you did with me. That's what you did with me. See? And they're too fat and they need to come on in there. And this is not just for those local ones. This is also for the out of town members. Because a lot of those out of town members, those who I seen a couple of them. And like I said, I was coming back on this camera and I'm getting called names. I'm getting to give, descriptions, very clear descriptions to where folks will know. And my descriptions are clear, so folks know who I'm talking about on these videos. And I'm going to get to that. But you need to go ahead and call them on in there on Friday, September 22nd, 2023, before even. Isn't that what y'all call it? Before the sun goes down. Before sundown. And go ahead, have that scale in that exercise room. Go ahead, put it on the floor, and have them go ahead, the fatties now, the lard asses, okay, the herd of water buffalo, up in there and have them go ahead and step on it, and you need to record their weight. And you need to go ahead, like I said, and have that food ordered. Because I know you all are having the funky feast. And I know we ate during, y'all gonna eat over the whole weekend. And then y'all have the actual funky feast of tabernacles. That starts on the 28th. Yeah, because you all, they have it posted. It's posted on the website. That's how I know. They got it posted in. It's actually posted up there in red. And so you need to go ahead, like I said, and have one side that's healthy food all those days, and then on the other side where it's regular food, those, who are, and like I said, these are for the grown folks up in there. I already went through for the children. That's up to those who have the rule over them, their parents, their guardian, actually. And, so this is for those who have graduated from high school and older in age, that you direct them, Circus Code leader. You stand there. Now, you stand right there in that dining hall. And if one gets, and I'm talking about the Lord asses, I'm talking about the water buffalo. If they try to cross over there and get over there in that regular food line, you hurry up, you tell them, you call them out and tell them, no, you get over here in the healthy food line. And then, like I said, every day for that feast that is not what you want to call a rest day, they need to be back there in that exercise room and in that gym working out. And I mean that. And I do mean that. And you need to go ahead, because see, this is for right now. Now, y'all have a funky feast in like February. And that will be the feast, that funky feast of Purim. That's 2 days. When they come back in, see, each and every one of them, they should have then lost at least 15 pounds, because a healthy weight loss is 1 pound per week. And when you count up the weeks, it's about 17 weeks with you all starting. So yeah, it should be 15 pounds at least 15 pounds they lost. That's for each and every one of those water buffalo up in there that you have. See, and I'm going to go ahead, because I'm keeping it all the way real, because don't have a standard for one. And then you turn around and then you want to sit here and you want a hypocrite on things. No, that's just like what I said about your ugly bastard, grand bastard baby girl without her head covering. And then that boy, the grand baby boy who had on the Spider-Man costume. See, you took that away from those children in there in 2015, them action figurines. And you stood up there and you did. You did it in the front of the whole congregation. Matter of fact, it was on live streaming when you did that. This wasn't an off-camera meeting. I remember everything that has gone on that went on up in there when I was up in there. And others do too. Yeah. And like I said, when it comes down to them little girls, it was 2 years old and up, starting at the age of 2, that they was to have their head covered, all their hair at all times. She had no cover, not even half. All her hair is out. Like I said, I already been through that. But see, getting on that, back on that, as far as for with those water buffalo that you have up in there, that when they walk, it sounds like it's a stampede. See, and it's not right, and it's not fair that the local members, the ones who's there, get the brunt of everything. See, them out of town members, when that camera click off on Saturday, they can be doing whatever. They can sleep and everything. But you got those local members there staying up in there all day, all night. and then really getting on them. Because like I said, I took the brunt of it for the sisters. And I'm talking specifically, this is specifically to that circus cult leader Shitty One. And like I said, I have spiritual rank over you, boy. I have spiritual rank over you, and I am using it. I mean that. I mean that. See? Because, like I said, you should have never tried it with me. You should not have never tried me. I'm on your ass like a praying mantis. I'm on your ass as a predator. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, boy? I know you hear me, boy. I know you do. And to them ones who's in there, and I'm going to go ahead and make a description. One couple that I seen, and they're married, and they're an out-of-town couple. See, they actually are a couple, male and female, married. They are from the same state that Sister Keita is from. Sister Keita and Brother Joe and their family are from. They're from that same state. They did not come in there until 2015. They are water buffaloes, and they have put on more weight. And I'm gonna tell you something. One of the last feasts that I had, and I was in there with, and I do believe that it was that funky feast of Purim in February of 2016, because I didn't get on up out of there till March of 2016. And I was sitting over there where I normally would sit, as far as in that dining hall with the mothers, also with the elderly gentleman that we call him Uncle, and then his name there locally, with the singing sister, also with the one female, and she's still in there, and she worked at the soda pop company. The soda company, big soda pop company. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. And I had went up there and I went ahead and had my plate, fixed. And I didn't have a lot on my plate. I was eating, a regular amount. I remember that couple, that male and that female. And it was the female who started it, the wife, with me. And she was like, well, Sister Amber, why you got all that food? She was like, why you got all that food? And then he was like, yeah, you don't need all that. You don't need all that food. Yes. And they walked in, they did, on Thursday night. During that funky Feast of Trumpets of this week, walked in front of that camera, but when they were evacuating them on up out of that circus cult building because of that bomb threat, and I seen them, and they have packed on more weight. When they came in, they were not slim built. They was, had some size to them, but they have gotten fatter. Like I said, don't fuck with me, and I mean that. I mean that. See, because like I said, I have very high spiritual rank, and all the time when anybody, and this is real, this is the truth. In my lifetime, anytime anybody has ever fucked with me, and like I said, I don't go around fucking with anybody. I don't mess with anybody. I don't. I never mistreated anybody while I was in that circus cult. Like I said, I was one of the stellar members. Even after, males and females be come down on stuff, come out what they did or what, I didn't treat them any different. At all. Not at all. Well, why they sit here looking at what's on my plate? See, they should have been sitting up here looking and making sure that they not overeating, because it shows. See, it shows. So yeah, they need to be on that side for the healthy side, and back there during that funky Feast of Tabernacle working out. And I'm keeping it all the way real. And I mean that. And I'm not lying. They walked across that in front of that camera. That couple did, because they must have been sitting on the other side, on the side where I used to sit. Y'all know where I used to sit in there, talking about in that raggedy ass dump of a building that they're in now. And they had to walk across in front of the camera to get to the other side, out the doors to the dining hall, and then on out the doors of the Circus Cult building. Yeah, I seen them. Another one, and I don't know if this one is still in there or not. Now, I don't know if she's still in there. I'm talking about the daughter. I already went through the one, the mother. You sit here and I'm talking to you, shitty one, Circus Cult leader. You talk about how she talks from Texas. Yeah, her daughter. See, I'm going ahead and I'm making that, go ahead and make that description. Because like I said, Callie had already told me when I spoke with him weeks ago that she blew up to about like the size of her mother. So, and they both duo, mother and daughter, need to be over there on their healthy side, both of them. Because she ain't lost some weight either, talking about the mother. For real. Now. And both of them, but also that daughter, the one you sat here, Circus Cult leader, you teamed me up with when you did, and I already went through that on another video, when you had us singles back there in your office in that raggedy ass dump of a building that they sitting in now, and you teamed us up with health partners. Talking about, make sure you sit here, you text them to see, did you work out today? How was your workout today? And you teamed me up with her. And she done sat here and she done blew up looking like the Goodyear blimp. Walking around looking like the fucking Michelin baby. Don't fuck with me. Like I said, I got it for everybody. I'm coming through with the sword of truth. That's this tongue in my mouth. For real. Like I said, anybody who's ever fucked me, I get to see them crumble and crash. You hear me? Because again, my spiritual rank. I have people who sit up here want to act like they for me and everything. I see through them. I see through them folks. That's why, people sit up here, they got all kind of medical issues. They got money problems. They got problems when they marriage, problems with their children going through and everything. I just be sitting back. I just be like, Because how you sit up here and think, you gonna slick me? No. Like I said, I have very high spiritual rank. I just sit back. I don't say anything, until unless divine spirit and my ancestors say, now go ahead, say something. Go ahead and do this. Just like what I'm doing with you, because you're a public enemy number one to me, Circus Cult leader. Do you hear me, boy? I know you hear me, boy. I know you hear me. Until I take my last breath, it is not going to be over for me and talking about with you. And like I said, that goes to your whore of a wife, shitty too, and your seed and your seed. I mean that. I do mean that. And like I said, you get their lard asses in there and you get that done. And it needs to be progress. And when you all working out every week on Saturdays, like how you was doing when I was up in there, those who's out of town, they have FaceTime. They have the Duo for Android. They have all this. Like I said, we're in the age of Aquarius, the age of technology. There is no excuse. They can sit up here and they can be doing exercises in their home too, right along with them. And I mean that. I do mean that. See, nobody gonna sit here and get by. Nobody. See, not the out of towners either. And that couple looked like I said, that couple, that man and that woman, that male and that female, look like that they was doing, I'm talking, they were not walking, they were stampeding. They had a stampede going on in front of that camera. And like I said, you fuck with me and you don't have this sitting up here going on. And you need to be getting in front of that camera and making announcements. Then you sit up here and make announcements about me? In front of camera on live streaming? You did, didn't you? Well, you need to do that with them as well. I mean that. I mean that. I do mean that. For real. Progress. Like I said, you got your hands full in there with them. Circus Code leader, shitty one. All that sexual immorality, these folks fat, out of shape. These folks sitting up here got a doggone child sex ring going on up in there. Folks lying and everything. But like I said, you don't have your hands because you not right. You not right, and you know that. You know that. Hypocrites, all of the whores. The only thing you got drag society up in there, and I already said that. And the only people who coming up in there are drag society. You got whores and street thugs. Nigga bums and skeezer skirts. That's exactly what you have in there. Whores, street thugs, nigga bums, and skeezer skirts. That's exactly what you have up in there. And I'm talking about them grown folks sitting up in there. Yeah, I said it, and I meant what I said. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. What can you do about it? Nothing. I mean that. I do mean that. I mean that. You get that straight up in there. And I'm talking about those lard asses. I'm talking about the water buffalo. For real. I mean that. I mean that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short. I'll be back with another video. But until that time, I'm signing out.